Welcome back, everybody. Different views, sitting in the truck with me, taking my break at work, and I wanted to talk about something that has nothing to do with FPV, but security, safety, peace of mind. And yesterday, mine was interrupted. My entire family's was interrupted by stupidity, the childishness of today's youth, the ignorance, the lack of thought. And I'm going to show you some videos in this, and I have to put a disclaimer. I don't find it scary. The thought of what it could have been is scary, but for those, just be warned, I guess. But I come in, I sit in my truck every day for my break. In the afternoon, I take my lunch really late in the day, just about before I go home, just so when I'm burnt out and tired, I can take my break, and I got like 20 minutes left. Anyway, that's information you didn't need to know, I'm just sharing. But I come in the truck, I sit, grab my phone, watch some YouTube videos, and usually the cameras get triggered by stuff running around in the yard, or the wife leaving or something like that, so I clear them, and sure as shit, my wife's leaving to go to the store to go shopping with my daughter, and the next one is what got me. The next clip that came from my doorbell camera, my Wise camera, was the picture of a masked individual standing at my door. It was kind of just a freeze frame shot of that, and that made my blood run cold. So I clicked on the video, and this masked individual rings my doorbell and then runs away. Had a very, very clear shot of what you could see of their face, just this of their eyes, and I could identify the clothes they were wearing, the shoes they were wearing, all of that stuff. And this person runs away. And then the camera that's on the front of the house gets it, so once he crosses the threshold of the front yard, you can see him run down the driveway and then cut and run into the woods. And I don't use the word scared because I don't get scared. I know, fight or flight, I fight. I throw knuckles, and if I were home, a different scenario would have happened and the outcome would have been bad. Especially if my disabled wife was home, and my child, that it could have been a different story. That person could have been doing an absolute ignorant, stupid, silly prank TikTok challenge thing, which ended up being the case, which I'll get into in a minute. But you don't know if they had a weapon in their pocket. You don't know what their intent is. And with their face being covered, it shows they have no good intent. So I thankfully would have caught that person if I were home walking up the driveway, and it would have been an ugly situation. And I know every single father or mom carrying would feel and have done the same thing. So I screen recorded and shared with my wife immediately, and the plan was, after she left the supermarket, to not go home, to go to the cops and to show the video. I alerted some of the neighbors. People were looking around, and I couldn't leave work. I couldn't leave work. So I am having a meltdown at work, panicking. And the first thing I do when shit gets real and I need to figure out what to do, I pray. I am a man of God. I am a man of faith. And he has always steered me in the right direction and gets me through what needs to. And this is proof of that. The cameras weren't triggered from the little time I had left, and I got in my truck, had to get gas, which felt like an eternity, and then go home. And on my way home, there happened to be something happening on one of the main roads where two gentlemen were being pulled out of a car at gunpoint, which alerted me to obviously all the flashing lights and what was going on. Still don't know what that was. But there were two kids riding bikes that were crossing the road to avoid that, and I could see what they were wearing from a very far distance and knew that the person that walked up to my door was on one of those bikes. So soon as they crossed the road right next to a side road, I yanked the truck off the road onto that side road and got out of the truck. I was not nice. I swore a lot. I pointed my finger. I got inappropriately close to this person and gave them the business to find out. I knew who this was. I will leave their identity out of this because they're still a young adult. And this person has been to my house. And sat with us. I know his father, which is insane. And the kid had no clue. It's like they were in the woods smoking dope or something, and they decided to go do a TikTok challenge and say some silly, ignorant word in front of somebody's camera. Didn't even know he was at my house. And I'm actually thankful it was my house because I handled the situation. Nobody got hurt. The cops weren't called, because if it was any of my other neighbors, he could be dead or he could be arrested. Trespassing, ill intent, whatever horrible freaking thing they can come up with, and that would have been the end of it. But I am blessed through God that I was able to catch this person, make them come back to my house, apologize to my wife for the fear that they put in my wife and my child, and ruin that sanctity, that sacred feeling that we have of being secure at home. It bothered me through last night. I barely slept just thinking about what could it have been. And it's a scary thought. And I know if anybody's ever experienced this, how horrible it's been. And, you know, it's just not a pretty thing. So, lock your doors. Be diligent, you know, pay attention to your cameras. Advise your family to just, you know, you see something, be alert. Don't leave all the house unlocked when you go out, and protect yourself. And thankfully this situation turned out with a positive light, and everybody's on the same page right now. And the kid felt like absolute crap and just had no clue. He honestly didn't even recognize that he was doing something stupid. He was trying to do a stupid social media challenge. Another reason why I hate social media. But I gotta get back to it. Somewhere in this video you'll see the clips of this, and stay safe and diligent. Peace out.